E- Exactly, and you know it made me thought about what you just mentioned. You just mentioned before as well about how growth hacking was not even understood yet inside of the structure of a company. Nowadays, head of growth is just must be there,
Yeah,
and sometimes
absolutely.
the CMO is even the head of growth of the company already.
Yeah,
Mike, so considering branding, we were talking about the different industries like leisure and hospitality, and now we're also seeing the new changes in terms of AI and AI tools and how that is going to revolutionize even the way how we were doing things in marketing as well. May I ask you the interesting questions as well that we use in this segment, where we tell like, in your experience in the sector of growth marketing, in the sector of uh, ex realizing an accelerated growth for companies, like with the process that we just discussed, what do you think that entrepreneurs and founders are doing out there right now that it's quite good and they should keep doing?
I think I answered that question a little bit earlier already
Yeah,
because I really think it's listening to the customer, understand the customer, and understand that your customer will need to share the same values. And if you understand that, then it's very easy to sell your product.
clear. Yeah, yeah. Understanding really this what they talking about market fit.
Yes.
And if you say, what is the one thing that they you or one of the things that you consider that they are doing at this moment and that they should stop right away doing it?
That's a funny one, to be honest, because I think, and this is also based on my experience, most of the companies, they always look at the competitors and at the competition, and I hate that. I personally hate that. I would never put the competition as a benchmark, and always think out of the box and define who is your real competition. I had a very funny discussion this morning actually with a FMCG brand, and they are building, well, actually they're producing, it's a very popular brand, and they're producing um, um, planted meat, right? So all for in terms of sustainability and less meat usage and have vegan alternatives or meat-free alternatives. So they produce that. And I told them, because they said they want to become an iconic brand in that field. And I told them it's not, to be honest, it's not about then looking at your FMCG competitors. It doesn't make sense. If you want to become an iconic brand, you need to look outside of the industry. And your competition is not the other plant-free meat replacement products that are in the market. Your competition, if you want to become iconic, is the human mindset. So you need to work on changing the mindset, why you should eat healthy and why this is a good replacement, because meat is not that your body needs to work. I mean, there are a lot of documentaries on that. People watch that. But if you just compare with the same category, you can't be outstanding. I mean, it's the same like Nike. Nike is a silly shoe company, but they will never say we produce shoes. They sell you a mindset, live
Yeah,
like an athlete, right? Or this is how you can reach your goals. This is the mindset. And if people believe in that, then they buy your brand or your product first. So, and I think in you still have so many companies that just think far too small and they just think in their category. And that's also that what I know from insurance companies. It was exactly the same. Think, oh yeah, the other insurance company has done that already. If you pushed an idea, and the idea was actually you thought this is a great thing for customers. Oh no, we tried it at the other company before. So yeah, and yeah, it failed. Yeah, great. Okay, so let me know why it failed. No, this is work, right? So
Yeah.
no, think out of the box. And I think, for instance, if you want to be an iconic FMCG brand with planted meat somehow, I don't even know how to say that. How should we say? This is
Yeah.
because then it's not meat, right? So if a planted
Vegan.
meat replacement, or how do you say? But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So so if you want to think like that, you need to create. So you need to attract, first of all, you need to work on the human mindset of your target group, and then turn your product into a lifestyle brand. It's a lifestyle. And if people want to follow your lifestyle that you showcase, then you can sell this product. Or actually they will buy your product because they believe in the same things that you believe. So, but don't say, oh no, we are a little bit better than the other meat replacement company because we have more protein, or nobody fucking cares, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think people should stop that, or let's say companies should stop thinking in their own category.
Hey man, that was really good, man. It for a second, I even remind me about what Henry Ford was saying. If you keep asking the people actually what do they want, they will say that they want a faster horse.
Yeah.
And he just came up with a complete different perspective of that, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, and what do you think that is going on out there right now? That, let's say, a founder, an entrepreneur, someone actually that is launching their first business right now. What do you think that is something out there that they should get their hands on or start using that they are probably not even aware of?
That's very easy. AI.
Okay.
It's a very short word. No, AI. To be honest, I left my position in the corporate world in March, and that's why I asked for an exit plan. And I'm so grateful that I had time to dive into AI. I mean, since then I was now 2 times speaker at a C-level conference for AI and how to become more productive on AI. And I'm not an AI crack, but I know already probably 99% more than every person who works in the corporate field and has no time to get used to that. And what I said to some C-level executives, especially I had one workshop with CMOs, and I just said, and from my perspective as a former CMO, with the knowledge that I have now, I would actually encourage every executive to let their team explore and play during office times, at least for 2-3 hours per week with AI. Make that mandatory, and give them one task. Give them the task: play now with AI 3 hours per week minimum, and tell me in 2-3 months how you make your department more productive. Because there's so many things around. I mean, and that's what I definitely would say. Everybody should start working with that, because we are now in a time where AI has a paradigm shift. I mean, a year ago, AI was still something where you had a bunch of engineers or some nerds and they played around with that. But now AI can be used by everyone, and that makes it so different. And a friend of mine told me, and he's also, I mean, they do high performance advertisement performance campaigns in advertisement, where they also include data points and AI to really optimize marketing budgets and marketing spend. And he told me he was shocked because he told me a story about his grandma. And a couple of months ago, maybe in March or something, or March or April, the grandma asked him, what is that ChatGPT that she is reading about? And if she could use ChatGPT as well, right? and she's nearly 80. And she still has a very old phone, so those senior phones, not a smartphone, right? And then he said, "Oh, no, Granny, I can't do this for you because you don't have a smartphone, and you need a smartphone or internet access to really work and ask AI for that." And a couple of weeks actually before we had our speech on AI, his grandma told him that she can now talk to ChatGPT. And he said, "Huh? What have you done?" And and she said, there is actually a SMS number where you can text towards, and this number is connected to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT sends you a text back. And I mean, if this has already happened, that somebody at that age can text and have a conversation with ChatGPT on something, then you can really say you have reached a paradigm shift. So AI is not going, it's not going away. It will get far and far bigger. And I talked to a couple of companies, also especially in the financial sector, who said, yeah, at the moment we're looking at that. So maybe next year we do some tests.
Oof.
Oof, yeah, oof. But okay, fine, let's do that. Good luck. Right? Good luck.
Oh man. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, certainly a company that is saying something like that, oof, they really will. I hope to see if they actually made it 3 years from now.
Yeah, also especially when you have their COO who is sending a text sharing an article about AI and the rise of AI, and then, do you think ChatGPT can replace me? To be honest, if you ask me, yes. Right? I even think it could replace it. It should be, and that's maybe a little bit provocative, but I think having AI as a neutral part of the executive board to evaluate decisions about risk or about other stuff, I think that would be a very cool thing. Having an AI co-CEO can't replace the human part and the empathetic part, not yet. Yeah. But doing decisions which are not biased, because every person is biased, and sometimes, especially on those positions in a company, many people are there for the ego, for the salary, and they are scared about their positions. So they create sometimes very stupid decisions, which will cost a lot of employees, which will create fluctuation or other stuff, just because those people are not able to move, transform, and are just scared about losing their job or their job or losing their power.
Exactly.
And having there an AI component who evaluates those decisions on a very objective base, I think it would be good. It would actually be worth the money. If you look at what happened here with Credit Suisse in Switzerland, for instance, I mean, many of those people wouldn't be in the position anymore if they would have an AI counterpart who decides if that is okay or not.
Correct. You know, when we were in the museum business, a friend also told me back then, we had a board, and they said, like, you know, your attraction, it's about children, no? We used to have a contraction like replace, believe it or not. Basically, we were thinking like in the board, there always had to be a chair, an empty chair. That we took the idea from Amazon, because Amazon had an empty chair for the customer. So we had an empty chair that supposed was to be the children, the child that we were serving, because they were supposed to have the best experience in our attraction. But considering now is indeed no bias, fast information, fast reaction, you should have that chair for your AI directive member, in a way, we could say.
Yes. And for some of those businesses, I mean, it's not that I don't like external consultants or something like that. I also think, especially if you have an advisory board, depending how big the company is, I mean, you need to stand in for those decisions, and you need something like a sounding board who helps you to make that decision. So hiring external Part is because I said something negative in the beginning about McKinsey. I don't think that those companies are in general bad, no way. But quite often consultancies are used in the wrong way because they're not used as sounding boards. They're used as telling me what to do because I'm an incapable CEO or CMO or COO or something, and I just need someone who tells me what to do. And then you pay millions to those companies, but this is not their job. Their job is being a sounding board and giving you advice or maybe even the expertise which they see from other companies. And if you brief them that they just do what you want them to do, of course they will do that because otherwise they lose the mandate. But this is not a help. It costs millions and it's not a help for the company. It's the opposite. They just do, and you just have, let's say, I have somebody who backs me up if something happens, or if something happens and if something goes wrong, I can say to the advisory board, oh yeah, sorry, but we had those companies and we blame them, and then you have the finger pointing stuff going on. So I think this is, on that end, sometimes having AI included, who just helps with decision-making processes or evaluates risks or and helps you to make stuff that's just more efficient. I mean, I'm quite shocked when I sometimes see, I mean, you sit there in strategic board meetings or something, and then a company works on a blueprint for you. I mean, those for big things, and you get a presentation in the end which has 130 pages. How do you want to transfer that knowledge to your employees to make sure that everybody understands what direction of the company will be? I mean, if you need to make things looking overly complicated, it's not working. I mean, it's just, but you see so many companies who act exactly like that. And that's always where I start to struggle then, because I think if you can't tell your company vision to someone like to a 6-year-old child and make that explainable, you do something wrong. And you need to be able, in order that the whole ship that you steer runs in the same direction, you need to be sure that everybody in the company understands your vision, understands the focus, and understands especially what role they have in that whole transformation. And if they don't know what their role is, and they're just, okay, I'm there from 9 to 5, you won't make a change.
Exactly. That's like the North Star of the company. If there's no North Star, everyone is just going in their own direction. Even I believe it was Einstein that said that if you cannot explain your vision in 2 sentences, you don't know what your vision is.
Yeah. So, so what's your vision?
I want to give South Americans the same opportunities that I had in my life. So I'm creating ecosystems to create those opportunities. Inspiral Growth.
That's a beautiful vision.
Thank you. Sir, so Mike, if someone out there like a founder like me or entrepreneurs, C-levels would like to get in touch with you and ask you some direct questions as well, how could they get in touch with you, Mike?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn is the best one.
Yeah.
So we're going to make sure to have all the information from Mike Fuhrmann, from a friend Mike Fuhrmann, here under our video. And we're going to also put some interesting points of the conversations, so you guys actually can give us also your comments about, like, what is your vision? How are you going to make better the operations that you are doing right in this moment?
What are your values?
Exactly.
What are your values, and how do you transfer that to your customers?
And maybe one question that we will address hopefully in the next video, Mike. What does give you goosebumps?
Yeah, you know that already.
Yeah. It's something beautiful coming in the way in the world that Mike is creating, and I hope to be able also in this space to speak about it in the future.
Oh, thank you. That would be great. Cool.
Mike.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Everyone, thank you very much for your attention. Please remember, if you want to know more about growth hack experiences and have wonderful people like Mike in your future, please subscribe to the button, give a like, put a comment. It's always good to share love. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.